Okay, I do want to do another couple of videos in social theory. Um, there's Karl Marx and Émile Durkheim and Max Weber, who started um, various methods in sociology. If you take any class in sociology, you'll hear about these figures. Um, they are also prevalent in philosophy, which is why I am also interested in them. I'm not really interested in the theories of functionalism and you know um, the methods within the sociological field so much. I am interested though in their theories of the economy and such, and all that stuff. So yeah, I did a couple of videos on Marx, and I'm gonna do a couple of videos on Durkheim, and I'll also do a video or two on Marx or on Max Weber. Um, this book is the book to get. I got this book a while back because of Dr. Jason J. Campbell's series, Occupy Wall Street. He did a lot of stuff in here, which he didn't do Karl Marx or I don't remember if he did Durkheim or not. Anyway, in this video, I want to talk about social realism. In this book, lots of good things in this book. In this book, we have by Durkheim, we have Anatomy and the Modern Division of Labor, Sociology and Social Facts, Suicide and Modernity, Primitive Classifications and Social Knowledge, and Marcel Mauss, and the Cultural Logic of Collective Representations. I'm not going to go over all of that. I just want to go over a couple things. I'm going to go do this. This video is going to be about the social realism, and the other one is going to be about anatomy, of course. Social realism. It's social realism is a part of Durkheim's social theory, and it's primarily because it's his thought that society is it's a real entity made up of people's feelings and beliefs and values, emotions and such, and it's made up, society is made up of these social facts, of course. Social fact being external and internal to the individual. Essentially, society is an ensemble of ideas and beliefs and sentiments of all sorts, realized through individuals. I wrote this stuff down when I read it earlier today. Essentially, I guess I want to think about this idea of a social realism. It's made up, like I said, of these social facts. Okay, and it comes from facts, values, and beliefs, and sentiments and emotions from individuals, and these social facts are external and internal to the individual, and this social realism, I think it's somewhat a social naturalism too. It makes a whole societal whole, I guess. It makes one society, and the social realism that Durkheim holds is to say that it's a real entity and can be investigated just like science or anything else. It's something that we can study, and it's an objective, real thing that we can scientifically study that is natural to the whole environment. If you haven't read any of his stuff on the Enemy, Enomi, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm assuming it's pronounced Enemy. But that is very, very interesting, primarily because it kind of gives you a really good idea of, first of all, where the functionalism in sociology comes from. If you ever take a sociology class, they'll really give you a kind of a really, really good idea on this. But then if you just read it, it will also be very good. Society is also a natural product of history, also. So I want to think about this. Social realism. It's also a social naturalism because it's a natural product of history. It's natural, and we can investigate it, and we can do things about it. We can do things to change it, and we have our effects on it as people, and the whole idea of a society is the product not only of history, of course, but it's because of what we do, how we live our lives. That's the way society works out. If you read about the Enemy, Anomi, I'm not sure. I should probably look that up before I do my video on it. I understand the whole concept of this, which this is probably the third time I've read about Enemy in like 2 years. But I should probably figure out how to pronounce it. Anyway, so is that the way society is? Is that the way it works? Is this how we should look at society? As something that will also function or not? And can we investigate it in that way? Can we do all of this like that? Can we investigate it, and can we have our effect on it given what we get from our study of it? So my thought on the whole thing would be primarily that I think the whole of society is ultimately reducible to the facts and values of all of the people in it. It's reducible to the collective of the facts, values, sentiments, emotions, and such. It's reducible to the collective of that, but then it's also reducible to the very nitty-gritty, few as well. Even like smaller parts of it can have large effects. So I think it's really hard because it comes from our emotions and sentiments and values, and that's a very difficult thing to. I guess it's a difficult thing to work out, which is why in ethics I would call myself a motivist. But I think that in morality, though, emotion kind of has a little cloak over itself, and you can't just put your finger on it that well. It's kind of hard to figure out where it is and what it's doing. But in a society as a whole, though, it has definitely manifested itself. The reason we have things like Enemy, Anomi, whatever, is because of the fact that these emotions manifest themselves in this society. So I would agree that society is one thing, that is scientifically natural and real, can be studied just like anything else. Thus, so sociology is a scientific discipline. You know. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. So I think I would, if I was primarily doing sociological work, I would take a functionalist perspective on this. Anime is thought of as it's discussed in terms of is society functioning or not. Anime is when it's not functioning for various reasons, which I will discuss, of course. But yeah, let me know your thoughts.